Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Letter, where Rose has died.
I knew it. I said you're going to be the first one to get killed.
And we don't know what happened yet. We're just going to have to see what the story is. Rose?
Discovered lying in a pool of blood in her two-bedroom flat with the words, "Help me," repeatedly written on the walls.
Whoa, I didn't see that coming.
Oh.
No. No. This isn't what I want. This isn't supposed to happen. None of this is supposed to happen. No one's supposed to die. Those are just stories, right? Legends? That's what everyone has kept telling me, so why... And Immediately I rush to my study table in search of my phone. My hand, cold from dread, clings tightly to it as soon as I touch its edges. A piece of folded paper, the letter, lying unassumingly beside it, slips to the floor when I pick up the device. But I pay it no mind. There are more important things. Right now, I need to call her. I need to call her. I was with her. I was just with her not too long ago and she was okay. No. It isn't Rose, I'm sure of it. I just talked to her and a sob escapes me as hot tears begin to blur my vision.
At this point, you should call Ash and show him the letter and show him the help me and talk about the woman that tried to kill you.
Yes. One after another, they trickle down, weighted by the very same guilt I refused to admit I'd been carrying from the start. The same one I've been hiding from. The same one that has put the people I care about in danger. My hands shake as I navigate to Rose's number on my contacts list. She'll answer, right? That's what she always does. She'll pick it up, tell me to turn down the waterworks, and call me a wuss afterwards.
She'll answer. Please answer, Rose.
Again and again I dial, whispering, praying, pleading.
Come on, Rose. Don't do this to me. Please pick up.
Sure
I know you're there, Rose. You're not dead. Please tell me you're not.
This adds to the series of deaths and disappearances that has plagued Luxborn in the recent years. The authorities are currently looking at a possible link with the notorious Anselm Butcher case.
Wait, what?
Ooh.
The TV runs loudly in the background. A deafening static sounds from my phone speaker. But in my ears, I can only hear the screams, her pleas, her whispers, help me. We are not safe. A buzzing sensation jolts me awake. My body still wants to sleep, to forget what I heard, what I saw last night. But it's there, nudging, prodding at me. Slowly I become aware of how awkward my position is and the aches that accompany sleeping in a curled up position the night before. Can relate. If I even slept at all. The memories are impossible to forget now that Rose is gone. They say it's easier when you say it out loud. Instead, the words weigh heavier on me each time. She's gone. Gone because of me. Gone because of one letter I was too curious to look at.
I don't think it's your fault.
No, I should have been more careful. I should have just kept my mouth shut. I should have destroyed it before anyone else had gotten involved. I should have... The notification light on my laptop blinks incessantly, mockingly, when I look at it, as if it's calling me back to a sense of normalcy. I click it nevertheless out of habit more than anything.
So all BRC employees, in light of the recent events, there will be an all-staff emergency meeting from 1 to 2 p.m. Attendance is a must. Company changes, new hierarchy, and policies will be discussed during the meeting. Everyone expected to bring a copy of their own attendance logs and sales reports from the last 6 months to be submitted to your respective managers for review. We are expecting everyone's cooperation. Joanne Alice Schultz, BRC HR Manager.
If this were one of those typical days, I'd happily comply and get myself to our office. Today my limbs just feel heavy. On one hand, going will keep me busy, take my mind elsewhere. On the other, the place in itself is a stark reminder of what my own fears have cost me. I should just...
Ooh.
I think we go.
Oh.
Moping won't get me anywhere. This is just like one of those things, isn't it? You deal with it with a smile no matter how bad things get and hope for the best. Although my whole body feels like lead and my limbs are sore, I push myself away from the chair and head for the shower. The letter I dropped on the floor last night flutters open as I pass by, unfolding for no one else but me to see. Every word written on it glares back at me. They sneer, they ridicule, like living beings fully aware of what they've done. With a huff, I pick it up and shove it into my bag. Perhaps with more anger and frustration than I'm used to showing. This too I'll deal with. Somehow I'll find my way and make things right. I have to, before it takes more people from me, even if I must do it on my own. Papers rustling, telephones ringing, feet shuffling. Overall, today looks like a typical working day at Briar Realty Corporation, except it isn't. The air is thick with tension and unspoken questions. No doubt everyone present has already heard about Rose.
I'm really shocked no one's talked to her since she worked directly with Rose.
Right? That is weird. If they missed last night's report, they'd likely seen it in the morning news, in the papers, or on various news sites on the internet. Everywhere is a bitter reminder. In fact, everyone's giving me a wide berth, as though the mere mention of Rose would be enough to trigger something in me. It's appreciated, but it only serves to create a bigger hole in the place Rose has left. After lunch, my boss calls for a meeting. I don't have to look up for my work to know what it is about. He's in a strange, pensive mood today, probably out of respect for a dead colleague. Oddly, I'd appreciate it more if he just shouted at me today. Anything
I'm
is
sure
better.
you've all heard of what happened to Miss Cooper. She was a valued member of our team and she will be missed. There's no date for a funeral, yet. But those who wish to attend, kindly speak with your respective supervisors. By the way, has anyone heard about our still AWOL staff? None? HR, you know what to do. Santos, a word? In my office?
Uh-oh.
AWOL staff? That's not good.
Yeah, no, they mentioned that the last time we were here, that people just kept like missing and they
Yep.
had to like share the workload.
Yep.
And at the end of it, I've been given the entirety of Rose's workload, including finalizing the rights papers, and have been promised an ample compensation for my efforts. I think it's funny, the paper over here, probably, you guys can't see the mouse cursor, but that Yang Yang, that's the company that made it.
Yep.
I think he's expecting me to be happy about it. Instead, I immerse myself in my work.
I think
have
their
to.
little logo's a sheep, too.
That's awesome.
It is. See
Yeah.
the little sheep? So that's probably why there's a sheep under her bed. That's cute.
I have to anyway if I want to forget. Employee of the month. I wonder if it's because we showed up. Time flies when you do, and by the time I give notice, it's already late. Everyone's already gone, leaving me in the company of a radio and a member of our janitorial staff. I don't even know his name. Rose likely does. She remembers people
The
easily like that.
Luxbourne Police Department continues its search for the following reported missing people.
The radio blares one name after another. Hold on a second. Missing? Aren't they? Still, I have to check.
They're all our employees, and I bet you any money they were all assigned to that house.
Frantic, I turn back to my desktop. The loud tapping of my fingers against the keys fills the office for the better part of my shift as I look through everything. The background about the place, its history from the current owners, and list of employees hired under BRC. And I'm right. Of course I am. BRC may have a lot of staff. They may have a lot of agents hired, but I remember those names anywhere. After all, they're also part of the crew who worked with us in preparing the mansion for the open house. Then the letters. No, that can't be. I hope it's not what I'm
But
thinking.
Rose is...
Something snaps into place for a fraction of a moment. These people, Rose, the
I
letter.
need to... No. If it's like this, they still won't believe me. I have to make sure of it first.
Evidence doesn't lie. That's what Ash often says, right? If I have proof, then maybe. I don't want to get my hopes up yet, but maybe there's still a way I can save them.
Oh God, are you gonna go to the murder house by yourself?
The letter, my phone, papers, anything that will be useful. I grab all of them and stuff them in my bag. I can't stay here. There's something I need to do. There's something those people should... But we just got to be employee of the month. We can't leave work. The noise cuts sharply through the room, stopping my hand short of cramming a pen into my bag.
Hello? Anyone there?
That chick.
Someone must have left their printer open again.
No, why would you stay here by yourself?
I may be in a hurry, but if I don't turn it off, another person is certainly going to have a fit tomorrow over wasted company resources. Most of the time it's Rose who does the nagging, but the clicking of my pen in my hand is a welcome distraction as I search for the said object. Each stride my feet takes also echoes throughout the empty workplace. I'm like, because I know there's QuickTime events. We did one, and I'm like constantly preparing myself whenever moments like this
Chick
come up.
dragging her crappy no something feet across the floor, no push.
I've lost sight of the janitor minutes ago, and with me being the only one left, the tapping of my feet against the wood floor is something I soon learned to appreciate. It doesn't take me long to find it. By the time I turn it off, 5 pages are already strewn about on the ground, the paper tray having also been left ajar. Sighing, I pick each of it up to put someplace proper, but the page that greets me next makes my blood run cold. I had a feeling.
Uh-huh.
The chill that makes its way up my spine is as numbing as the day in the attic. The sheets crinkle under my tense grip. All I can hear is my breathing as it rasps through my gritted teeth. But before I can even gather myself, take the first steps out of there, total darkness suddenly envelops me.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God, I can hear it.
And as if hearing every horrid thought running inside my head right now, something snaps. A soft creak grating through the thin veil of stillness that is descended in the room. Every muscle, every bone in my body goes rigid at the sound. Familiar. So familiar now. Yet my own traitorous curiosity still presses me to take a careful peek over the cubicle's wall. Why would you do that? Don't. I don't wanna.
Oh, there it is.
It's her. Standing in the only exit of the office, albeit facing away from me. She doesn't even need to turn around for me to know it's the same misshapen face, tattered clothes, and unsightly gait. The same person in the attic. I take a step back, the pen I'm holding slips from my hand, and her entire head turns. I went out. A scream almost escapes my mouth, and I duck under my table as quickly as I can. Why? No.
Why? Why would you run?
Well, I guess that's the only way out of the office, and maybe there's nothing else you can do.
Take the chair and ram it into her.
There you go.
Stab her with a pencil.
Oh, grab the pen and throw it at her. My heart is pounding hard against my chest. I can hear the bone-chilling sounds of her walk, the weird clicking that follows her, and telltale squelch of something wet as she walks towards me. Nearer and nearer. The sounds are slowly getting louder. The only thing keeping the whimper from escaping me is my hand as it covers my mouth. Someone please save me. Anyone. I close my eyes, muttering a continuous stream of prayers, all while attempting to steady my own breathing.
What about the thing in your pocket?
Please don't let her hear me.
Ooh.
Wait. Oh, that's hard.
We're gonna die.
No, we did it. Okay. Whew. The seconds, minutes stretch out before me agonizingly. Is she gone? Slowly I open my eyes to take a peek. Oh, I don't dare move or make a noise. Oh, in the face of such terror, I can only beg, let out silent pleas to whoever is out there.
Don't make noise.
Please don't let her notice. I want to live.
Do we black out?
Dot. What?
What? What? What?
Oh, we're a different character now. I bet. I'm willing to bet. We so freaking are. What just happened?
Why would you leave it that way? Are we gonna die in a cubicle in our office?
Oh my god. I wonder if we did. It seems like we succeeded at the quick time event.
I think so.
That was actually pretty hard.
I could see that.
All right. It's far too easy to get them to pay attention. Enraptured. They hang on to my every word and follow my every move. All of it would have been stifling had I not grown used to such stares. Most are respectful, some are hostile if we are honest. And a few are downright inappropriate. After all, I am...
Hannah Wright!
Who the hell are you?
There's a moment of agitation as a familiar but less than welcoming face approaches me with a suggestive smirk on his face. Of course, I have to keep a benevolent smile and greet him as I greet any good friend. After all, this man can turn heads, being famous in his own right.
Officer Lee! What a pleasant surprise. I didn't think you'd have the time to attend tonight's party.
He is more Luke's friend than mine, really, and I am quite sure I only invited his wife. Much like I am only friends with Chief Inspector because of Luke, Luke is only friends with Rochelle because of me. Unlike how I treated Lee, however, Luke never hid his animosity for the Lee matriarch. It was an odd sort of friendship where we would have awkward double dates. I don't even recall his first name. It started with an N, I think. I might be wrong. Aside from being Chief Inspector of Lexbourne Police, his wife, Rochelle Lee Vance, owns a General Electronics company, fridges and freezers mostly.
Oh, I always have time for my favorite socialite couple. Might I say, you look positively ravishing tonight.
Don't you have a wife?
Yeah, go
be skeezy elsewhere.
Yeah.
I see the husband isn't with you.
Oh, he's here.
You know what? I'm gonna turn around now. The way he eyes me up is enough to make my skin crawl. I just wish Luke is here to fend off the more unseemly of our peers. You know the ones. Men who are just a bit too friendly, staring too long at my assets, and getting close just because my husband is not here. And to think they have the gall to do this at my own party. In my own house, if I might add. But like any high society woman worth her salt, I know how to handle it with grace and dignity.
I suppose you are looking pleasant as well. Luke's busy with work, unfortunately. Rochelle isn't here.
A shame. I do hope he isn't causing you much trouble. That husband of yours can be a bit daft sometimes, acting like he's still some young bachelor. The wife sends her regards and her apologies, but something came up with a doctor and she needed to attend to it. You know her, being pregnant and all.
So your wife's pregnant and had to go to the doctor and you didn't go with her.
We make small talk. Rather, I'm forced to do so, as he would not leave my side after finding his place there. Much to my chagrin, I've been extricated from the few who flock in hopes of flattering, for I can tolerate them far better than Lee. He is a nice enough person, and I adore his wife, who is obviously the brains behind the two. But there is something unsettling about him. I do not trust him as much as I want to. He regaled me to tales of the Luxbourne Police Department, a different affair to the usual gossip I'm privy to, and though I'm loath to admit it, it is interesting nonetheless. I expect the topic of business to die out quickly, which would be understandable enough due to the confidential nature of his work. But oh boy, was I wrong.
So, wearing civvies, I steal and drive off with one of the police mobiles, right? In the mirror, I see the mutant chasing on foot and screaming about theft. The look on his face was priceless when I parked in the garage.
Oh my. You made him chase you all the way home for a prank. What did Rochelle have to say about that?
Rochelle has a strange love and hate affair with Lee. He is a married man who did not grow up past his early 20s, judging by the way he acts. Surprisingly enough, they've been married for a good 20 years. A lifetime if you compare it to my marriage of 7 years with Luke. I, on the other hand, well, Luke is no Lee. I should be happy about that, I suppose. Although my darling did have his moments.
The wife pulled my ear and gave me a good talking to, though. Besides, we live in a flat a block away, so it wasn't much of a grand chase.
Weren't you living in a house near the countryside?
Moved for work, you know. Or you probably don't.
No, I don't. But a flat in downtown. I suppose if that's what you like.
Oh, it's horrid. Hate that tiny place, no matter how convenient it can be for work. 55 square yards are not enough when you need to get away from the wife. I wouldn't mind a place away from the city. Even started looking at the ads. I spied an interesting lot, actually. Heard it was finally put up for sale. Or that something mansion, you know the one with all the ghost stories.
Which one are you talking about?
I knew what one he is talking about. There are really only a few urban legends around here. It's...
The Ermagood Mansion?
That's the one. Worthy of a king it is. I'd buy it myself, but Rochelle would only gripe if I brought it up to her.
Wait, I'm curious. Did we go back?
Yeah.
What is the current date?
It was the 24th of October. It was Monday.
Okay. Interesting. So yeah, so this is before all that. That's kind of cool.
Yep.
Not to mention all the expenses a place like that will be a real fixer-upper. You also have to find someone willing to work there with how superstitious people can be.
If it becomes a problem, just hire someone to do an exorcism.
Fair point.
Actually, I do know of someone who could be up to the task. You remember the Ludgates party at their Christchurch summer residence?
Of course. It was an excellent soiree. Everything was so classy, too. Such good taste.
Oh, that place was a pigsty until they hired out this interior designer and they turned it into a bloody palace. She worked for the Exodus for their apartment in Soho too, and they recommended her when we were looking up pieces for our beach house in Porto Colom. I think I have a business card no, I must have left it in my other jacket. Anyway, she's called, what's her name, McCullough, Marianne, I believe, yes.
What's her name? McCullough.
But truly, if anyone were to
McCullough,
get
but
that
not
place in
Marianne.
McCullough, well, they'd be the envy and the talk of the town.
Well, if you put it that way, I might just snatch it up for myself. This place was starting to feel a bit small lately anyway.
Sure, 3-story penthouse might not fit the definition of small for some people. Okay, maybe a lot of people, but it isn't big enough to have grand parties in. As it is, I only invited about 30 people to this one, and it already feels cramped in here. It certainly would be nice if I didn't have to ride an elevator up and down several floors before I can get anywhere as well. Oh, Luke's words, not mine. Besides, I've been looking for a good anniversary gift. Luke might like this one. Where is he anyway? Oh, alright, that was
Okay, so
fast.
we're on to Friday. Hello.
So what happened on the 21st in the other side of the story? Okay, so the 21st is where Isabella's story started.
Yep.
Luke is dressed to the nines as he usually is, and he looks ready for whatever the day will throw at him.
He looks like a Lucifer Malfoy
A
ripoff.
little bit.
Or Draco.
I was gonna say I
More
could
Draco.
probably a little bit more Draco just because it's kind of a younger face. His butler and valet wait at his side just in case he isn't as ready as he looks. Oh sure, that is normal. What is confusing me is the fact that he is on his way out of the penthouse, considering we won't have anywhere to go until much
Where
later.
are you going?
I am to attend the Triad Autumn Tasting. I do believe I informed you of this 2 weeks ago.
Yes. And might I remind you that I had stricken that off your schedule? Because 1, the doctor told you to stop consuming so much alcohol. And 2, I informed you a few days ago about the open house we are going to attend in its place. I've even found this marvelous interior designer. Mary and McCullough.
It's a 3.5-hour drive to Cardiff. I don't have time for this. This is like that little party you threw all over again. You don't
a different
inform me
person
of
than he
it,
was at that
and you
party.
expect me to stay and be
Or
a
the open
gracious
house.
host when I have business elsewhere. You know how I operate, Hana. Unless this was penciled in, I am sticking to my schedule.
If I may intrude, the madam is correct. Your physician did insist you moderate your drinking, unless you wish to incur acute pancreatitis.
Johannes, it was a pleasure working with you.
Is he the like chauffeur?
And you
think
did
so.
have this open house penciled in last Wednesday morning.
Bullocks, I don't remember doing so.
Well, you did. While very hungover, in fact.
He did. Moaned about me being too loud, but gave in after some pushing. Perhaps that was a bit too cruel and manipulative of me,
Whose
but...
side are you on?
Come on, Luke. You promised we'd do whatever I want this weekend.
Gordon Bennett, fine. I am giving this house tour of yours a chance, but if it proves to be a waste of time, I am going to Cardiff and you are going to take a cab home.
Oof.
Are we clear?
It's just a bit of husband-wife tit for tat, isn't it? All couples have their arguments.
Not like this.
Once the honeymoon phase is over, as they seem to call it, reality sets in that you and your partner might not always see eye to eye. Perhaps it has been the years. 7 of them is nothing to scoff
I
at.
just cannot bloody believe I agreed to this. I was really looking forward to the triad
Maybe
tasting.
you should go get a divorce.
Though sometimes I think it's something a bit more than just simple disagreements, and I have to stop myself from wondering where we went
There's
wrong.
always the Triad Christmas tasting in Manchester next month, and that'll only be an hour-and-a-half drive.
Have I been neglectful? Have I offended? Have I acted
Yes.
shamefully?
But Cardiff!
Certainly, any problem can be discussed, as long as he doesn't turn me
Well,
away.
there goes my good mood. Are you happy now, Hana?
That's a tough one. I feel like,
I want to punch him in the face.
yeah, I kind of wish that was
I
the
wish
option.
that was an option.
I feel like this one is only going to
So
frustrate
I'm
him
trying
more.
to figure out if we're the trophy wife
It
and
sounds,
he's the one that works,
yeah,
or if it's the opposite where she came from money and has money.
or maybe they both have money.
Yeah, maybe. All I know is he's a dick and you can do better.
Maybe, all right, remain silent. I have a feeling that's the right answer.
You know me, I would be the defense.
I know. What do you think?
I don't know. Okay, I feel like remaining silent is the dutiful little like waif of a housewife. It's like, oh, do what you want. But the other one is like, I'm not taking your shit no more.
Yeah. All right.
I just don't know her well enough to know what she's gonna do.
All right. Let's just stay silent.
Okay.
Oh, that was actually wrong. Surprising. Interesting.
Knew
I
we
am
shouldn't have
happy.
defended ourselves.
And I'm sure he will be too once he gets over this little upset. There's no point in aggravating him anymore. I mean, they may both have been bad. There's no point in aggravating him anymore, so I keep myself from commenting on the issue any further. A sweet smile and a bowed head, no need to provoke. That is how I cope.
So, when do we leave? Where are we even going?
We're scheduled to leave after lunch for the Ermengarde Mansion. Das ist ja interessant. It's just Deutsch name. Is that infamous mansion? Yeah? I have seen it from afar. It's a huge property. Very beautiful if it wasn't left abandoned. Certainly a house befitting lords and ladies of the land.
There we go.
A house good enough for nobles, huh? It is well known then? I guess that doesn't make it a total waste of time.
Our old sous chef mentioned going there for Halloween last year. We've not seen him since.
Oh,
Not that I mind. He made terrible pumpkin soup.
They did mention something about a massacre. Remember they talked about that butcher massacre? I wonder if it was Halloween.
I smile even as they turn their backs to me. The ride to the mansion is quiet, with Luke having stared out the window the entire way, not paying attention to anything around him. Meanwhile, I'm conflicted. I don't know if I should apologize for changing his plans like that. But by the time we arrive at the mansion and I see his eyes light up in genuine interest, apologizing is the last thing on my mind. There we go. The whole affair with the Ermengarde Mansion is certainly an interesting experience. The place has been renovated and restored by the owners to what they claim to be acceptable standards. The mansion itself looks like something befitting a fairy tale or a period piece. It is tastefully decorated, and with a little bit of love and attention, I'm sure it can be a place Luke and I can call home. and the number of other prospective buyers that have come from the powerful and wealthy of Luxborn certainly did not disappoint, making this estate as prime property. The Lees are amongst the first group who went with the Rose Woman, and I saw a few other notable faces, though I did not really feel like mingling. Unfortunately for every one of them, the Wrights are interested in buying. Wheel and woe? What's been bugging my mind, however, is that Isabel. What is her problem? I still don't quite understand what is happening. One moment she's scrambling to give us paperwork to finalize the sale, then she's panicking over some sort of prank letter or another.
Me. Is Isabella all right?
It is apparent with the way she shakes, and by the pallor of her skin, something has really shaken her up.
Isabella, do you need me to call that ambulance?
I am worried, but it will be best if she's attended by someone more familiar to her, like her partner. But even then, the girl refuses Rose's offered drink and looks just about ready to make a run for it.
I'm just feeling a bit out of it. Excuse me. I'll be back. I just need to catch my breath.
I'm so weird to see ourselves talking.
Yeah, that was weird. And she does so just as I predicted, and her partner follows like a concerned mother. There's an awkward air among us as we are left in the wake of whatever that was. The others murmur and gossip with each other, speaking of the poor, daft girl and telling the tale to whoever was not an audience to the act in the first place. It doesn't take too long for the woman Rose to return and pull us aside into the study for what I rightfully assume is damage control. Rose invites Marianne in too, hoping to apologize to her as well, but the woman refuses, saying she is not one of her clients anyway. That leaves myself, Rose, and Luke. The last all too eager to make himself comfortable in the study he's no doubt already claimed as his own.
I can't apologize enough about what just happened. Please forgive Isabella. She's been under a lot of pressure lately. She's young, and all those rumors about this being haunted just got to her head. And it must be this terrible heat too. Not a drop of rain for days now.
I would have rather have said she took a fall and hit her head earlier.
Yeah,
than
that
say
would have
all
made
that shit.
Yeah, that would have made more sense.
Are you sure it is wise to just let her go like that? Where is the poor dear? She might get hurt.
She's more likely to hurt somebody else, given what just happened.
I told her to sit down and take a break. Already rang someone to pick her up, too.
That might be for the best, dear. But please, we're here to talk about the mansion, yes? Why, I absolutely adore it. Don't you, Luke? Some of the rooms will certainly have to be repurposed. We want to change the appliances and have Marianne lead on the decor, but the whole thing is just lovely.
I guess. It's certainly a lot roomier than our penthouse.
Exactly. Lots of space for guests, parties, a lot of room for little ones to run around too.
Let's not discuss that right now, Buttercup.
Ah,
Anyway,
okay.
I do think it would be a shame to let this mansion slip past us.
But you haven't even finished touring the house.
Well, we like what we've seen.
I am making her job easier for her, am I not? No need for loans or long price negotiations. We can just sign a contract and close the deal. Really, you'd think the woman will be more happy about an easy sale. You know how these estate agents work, how long they had to wait, and how much they had to spend even just for a single sale. Why, she should be jumping for joy right now. I'm sure the commission on the mansion is nothing to sneeze at, even if she has to split it with that Isabel
Do
girl.
you think we could have horses here?
Yes, those do sound nice, love. Anyway, if anyone else is interested in buying this property, I assure you that I'm able and willing to give a better offer.
A vineyard would be nice. Or
She
maybe
sounds like the business-minded one of this.
Yeah.
And we do reward our people quite generously, Rose. So if I were you, I would start on that paperwork.
helicopter pad.
I pause. We're back on this. And there's a small amount of complete silence where Rose and I just stare incredulously at Luke. It is an unspoken understanding, a rule between the two of us that we have put on an act. With our social standing, where image matters, it is also important to avoid making enemies, and to follow this rule is an easy feat for me. From youth, I have been the well-trained social butterfly, gracious and graceful. Luke, on the other hand...
Wait, what, Luke? No, what? Whatever would we need a helipad for?
Well, he likes to play the fool sometimes, even if he is anything but. He throws me a wry smile, and I shake my head and beckon Rose over. This is to be our home, and there is nothing she or anyone else can do to change my mind. This is a place that speaks of power and importance, and at the same time, of safety and comfort. Perhaps we can even have our family here. There's definitely no better gift for our special date. Why, everything here is absolutely wonderful. Oh, well, except for this ugly painting in the study. It looks like a bad fake of an Edvard Munch painting.
Here's the deal. I'm willing to pay 10% higher than your listing price. If anyone tries to outbid us, just add another 5%. I doubt anyone can, of course. Or, you know what? Just add 15% to the listing price, and we can sign all the paperwork now.
I guess, if that's what you want. That won't be any trouble. I don't have all the papers now. Didn't think this would be a quick sell. I'll have copies sent to you so you can look over them. And if you'd still like to finish the rest of the tour with Isabella's group, you're more than welcome to.
No, I think we're good here. We'd appreciate a private tour of the place a lot more, I think.
All right. Should I let Marianne in, then?
Marianne? Oh, right. She's been waiting outside the study this whole time, hasn't she? I'll need to have a little chat with her to move this little mansion project forward.
Please do.
There's a look of apprehension when the other woman enters the study. Yet, like the professional, I see the moment when she steels herself and masks her worry. Admirable.
We have this project, then?
Of course. Will you be needing anything from us?
Having the floor plans would be a great start, just so that I can look at them beforehand. And if you could tell me when you're available for a meeting so that I can include it in my calendar?
Oh, is a meeting really all that necessary, Marianne? I guess we can send Johans to help you out. You two can start by getting rid of this ugly painting.
Ooh, is that what started it? You got pissed that her painting got pulled?
A hush falls upon the room at my request.
What painting?
And lo and behold, the painting is gone.
Ooh.
In its place, a mirror stands, which leaves me to look at my own confused expression.
Odd. Well, no matter. Back to the topic at hand. Marianne, dear, we are simply far too busy to meet up.
All right, creepy ghost zombie chick lady, take out the husband. He's a dick.
Or perhaps maybe I should. All right, so this is we're either going to be able to do something or we have a meeting. What do you think? Or we'll just make the decision in the next episode. There we go. Give ourselves some time to think about it.
Even better.
I like that. Oh man, the way Isabel's thing ended was nuts.
I know. I want to know what happened.
Yeah, I do kind of like all this like jumping around though.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
All right. Anyway, that's going to do it for us. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.